Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you on Sunday, October the 16th. The year's 2022. Let's talk trading. Weekly, open, and gap. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. So let's go right to the weekly chart here on the pound. First, we'll take a look at the dashboard, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pairs that haven't filled the weekly open gap. We're just a little over 5 hours into the first trading day of the week here. And notice the pound gapped up 47 pips. And it has not filled that gap yet. And also notice that the weekly pivot is also below. So we'll see what happens with the weekly. A quick look at the monthly. You can see here we're green for the month by 74 pips. And taking a look here showing the opening range for the month. And we're putting in the opening range for the week. So right now we're still within that opening range for the month. We are 2,290 pips below the yearly open, 878 off of the yearly low, and 2,512 pips below the yearly high. And interesting, we're just past the midpoint between the midpoint and the yearly low, so that would be the 25% fib retrace level for those fib traders. Okay, last week we had an inside bar, so we have inside bar trades, or I'm sorry, not last week, but Friday was an inside bar. So we have inside bar trades across a bunch of pairs this week on the daily. So we'll be taking a look and see if we get a breakout of the inside bar. Two pairs over 100 pips in range right now. Both of them are New Zealand pairs, the euro and the pound New Zealand. The pound's clocking in at 44 pips range at the moment, so hasn't been much action. As you can see here, we've been zigzagging across or flip-flopping across the weekly open. So there was an opportunity to go long, to go short, and then long again on that candle, to go short here, long on the last hour, and then long again this hour. So we'll see if we can get a short coming across that weekly open to fill the gap. Range is too low, so rats, you'll just have to wait. And it looks like we've already taken out the pivot for the day, and it says price near pivot to go short. Bambino flex indicator says to go short. So we'll see what happens here. Weekly pivot, as I showed you before, is below. So we have to travel about 74 pips to the south to take out that weekly pivot. Monthly pivot we've already taken out, and we've taken out the daily. But we didn't take out the daily from 2 days ago. So we'll see what happens. We are in between the upper and lower wick zones. So no wick zone trades at the moment. Once again, we gapped up. And looking at the weekly range charts here, 44 pips at the 0 percentile. We've got the whole week ahead of us, so we'll see. Maybe we'll get to the 400 level again in pips. We'll just have to wait and see. So we haven't broken out of the last week's high or low. We're 12 pips high minus close and 33 close minus low. But once again, we're just starting off. High minus open 21 and open minus low 24. So trading the buy zone here, or the weekly open crossover, it's been profitable. Looking at the Walmart lines, once again, you can see that daily open cross and just taking trades at the line. This past few hours, we've had ranges of 20 or better. Actually, last hour was a small 21, and the previous 3 was 30 pips. So there was definitely pips to be grabbed, even on a Sunday/Monday opening session. Excuse me, opening session for the week. Yeah, I'm a little tired. I've been working on one of my F-150s. Let me tell you, it's a this one's a 2001 4x4 with the 5.4 liter. I know this isn't about trading, but changing out the power steering. I had a power steering fluid leak, and I just decided to change everything: the high pressure line, the reservoir line, and the pump itself. It took me over 20 hours of wrenching on that, and I even had to call a friend in to finally get that hose over the reservoir filler. Let me tell you, if I could get my hands on the person that designed that engine bay, it would be all over. Oh man, was it a mess. So that's why I'm a little tired. No, I didn't work 20 hours straight. I broke it up across, I think, 4 days. It was just a mess. Luckily for me, I've got just about all the tools I needed. Um, there wasn't a tool I didn't have, line wrenches and specialty wrenches. It was just a nightmare. So anyway, back to trading. You can see here we're trying to break out of the previous hour high. We did break out, but we're pulled back. Lower high, higher low. You can see here a couple hours ago we had an H1 lower high. Well, that was actually from Friday, but usually we're looking at the 5-minute or 1-minute lower high, higher lows, and you can see here we had a payoff. Here was a nice move, and then on the upside, taking that trade, and if your stop was down here, it wasn't threatened. And if you're wondering about these lines, this is off the 3-level ZZ indicator that I modified. It's just showing the horizontal levels of the previous 1, 2, and 3 balls. Blue is at the bottom, red's at the top, looking for reversals. Even though you have to remember the 3-level ZZ is a breakout indicator. And we haven't added any range yet to the month because we haven't broken out. And as far as the trade reminder, there's nothing much new here. I'm going to pause the video for a second or two. Okay, I am back, and as we can see here, it looks as though we have had price crossing across the daily open to the south side. So maybe we'll get a gap fill all the way down. That would be a nice trade worth about what, 10, 20, 30, 40, almost 50 pips. One of the things that I always tell traders is that whenever you win, it's luck, because you can't control whether or not your trade's a winner. I guess the only time you could control it is if you're up, you could take your profit and make the trade a winner. But if you wait, maybe looking for more profit, it could turn around and that trade could become a loser. But the thing about it is that you can create your own luck, in a sense that if you were to take this daily open or weekly open crossover trade right now, you could be creating your own luck by saying, well, if it breaks above this previous high, right now that would have been about, a 7-pip loss. So you risk 7 pips thinking it's going to fill this gap. So if it does, you get lucky because you can't make it fill it. Maybe it bounces off the double O right here. But between here and here, that's still 30 pips. So if anything, I would expect a bounce and then maybe a crack and for it to come all the way down. But you can't make it happen, so it is luck. But you do have a chance to participate in that price movement. And it's just up to you whether or not you want to. And a lot of traders, fear clicking the mouse, fear entering that trade. But the thing is, as I've said in other videos, you already know what's going to happen once you put the stop loss. You know the worst thing that can happen, barring unforeseen circumstances, like a bank intervention or something where the price just, blows right through your stop on one tick. And last week, we did see some 20 and 30 pip moves on a tick. It was, or at least 10 pips. I mean, it was crazy. It was crazy fun is what it was. And you can even look at the size of these H1 candles. There was just a lot of movement. I didn't hear any questions, so I assume everybody's up to speed on everything. But, once again, feel free, post your questions in the comments here. You can reply to the video or put them out on the Facebook group, or you can even put them in the Reddit group. And, I see we picked up a few new members over on the Reddit side, so welcome. And of course on Crestlick, where I also have been posting for, over a decade now. Home of the FOREX pirates. Yeah, we haven't had a pirate gathering in a long time. We should probably think about that sometime. But with the way the world is, I don't know if anybody really wants to travel. But looking forward to trading this week. Things might settle down a bit, and we'll just have to, take the trades as they come and not force anything. So we'll probably be discussing a few trades this week. I'm not sure what other topics we'll discuss. And if you want to suggest a topic, don't be shy. And as you can see here, price is now back above the daily/weekly open. So we'll just have to wait and see what it does. And just, remember, these videos are for educational purposes. So if you want to take that daily, weekly open crossover trade, it's all on you. If it doesn't work out, it's not my fault. And that's another thing about trading is looking to others as opposed to looking within and figuring it out on your own. Because there's really no magic method out there. I just prefer horizontal lines because it's simple. It's easy, to see what you should do, when you should do it. So once again, price was rejecting off of this high area. It's coming back down. So there's another 2 pips, 3 pips I just saw flash across. And you can wait it out. Once again, looking here, we got 27 minutes left in the hour. We've only ranged 13 pips. Should possibly be good for more, even though at this time of day on a Sunday/Monday is not the ideal time to trade the wall mall method. But if you just so happen to be trading at this time, this is a method you can employ. So, fellow traders, hope you had a fun and safe weekend, and I hope you have a profitable day and week ahead. So, always remember, never forget, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is TheRumpledOne, over.